Hey everyone, this is Brandon Oliveras from Co-Creation Coaching, and I'm here today with another Reader's Questions video. These Reader's Questions videos are my chance every week to answer your questions about the law of attraction. If you would like to have your question answered on one of these videos, please go to cocreationcoaching.org/ask, and I would be happy to answer your question. So today's question is about what you can do when it feels like you're really close to your goal, and yet there's something just blocking you. It's not happening, there are obstacles in the way, and it just starts to get really frustrating because you feel really stuck. I think this is a common experience that a lot of people have, so this is definitely a good question. Our reader asks, for next level goals that don't seem to manifest, or it feels like there are obstacles hindering you, how do you get past that? To be more specific, I have been working on a next level goal for quite some time, as it is my career and this is what I went to school for. However, the career path that I've chosen, i.e. medicine, is very competitive, and it seems like other candidates get selected before me. I am literally on the precipice of completing my credentials, and the last remaining thing is residency. Once selection for and completion of residency is done, I will be set in my career. So as you can see, I'm quite literally on the precipice, but for some reason, this last remaining component is stuck for me. Do you have any advice, magic, and/or tricks up your sleeve that could help me out? Well, awesome. So like I said, this is a very good question, and I think it's an issue that a lot of people face where they feel like they're getting really close to their goal, but something is blocking them. And I just want to point out, just because I think sometimes getting a third-party impartial perspective on your goal can be really helpful, I just want to point out a few things I caught about your question and the way you phrased it that may indicate where the problem is, because sometimes the language you use, I have a certification, a master's level certification in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and one of the big things we're taught is that the language you use indicates the structure of your thoughts and how you are thinking about an issue. So in this case, I noticed several things. Number one is that you said that the field of medicine is very competitive. Now, I'm not arguing with that. I'm not in that field, and I've heard very similar things. But as a deliberate creator of your life, you get the choice of how you see this situation, of how you see your reality. And so if you hold a picture in your mind of the medical field being competitive, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get competition. So we know as creators that outer reality is just a reflection of the pictures you are holding inside of yourself, inside of your mind. Your mental pictures go out and project themselves in outer reality. And so if that's the case, and if you really truly believe this, maybe you don't, but if you really truly do, I'm assuming you do since you're here asking this question on a Law of Attraction blog. If you really truly believe this, then why would you think of the situation as competitive? And I know it's probably something you didn't even think about, but that's something we do all the time, is we think of these things in a way that isn't very helpful for us. So why would you think about this as competitive? Instead, I would suggest thinking about it as, of course this will work out for me. Of course I will get through this and have success. You just see it as a given fact, just obvious that of course things will work out for you. Even if there are thousands of other candidates, you are the one who is using that creative potential to create. And this is your reality. You are the master of your universe. Those other people don't really count as far as what this is concerned, right? So this is all about you. And so if you hold a picture of getting a job, then you're going to get a job, right? That's just how it is. You're going to get the residency. So I would work on changing your pictures, your mental pictures in your mind, to something that really supports you better. Can you let go of seeing this situation as competitive and seeing this as something you have to try hard to get and as something that other people are chosen before you? And you might say, well, that's the reality. Other people have been chosen before me. But go within yourself right now and see whether you can find a past without going into memory. See whether you can find anything else besides this moment. See whether you can find other candidates being chosen before you without going and asking your mind. And you won't be able to, because it doesn't exist. All that's here right now is this present moment. And this present moment awareness is what creates. So, can you let go of that picture of other people being chosen before you? And of this being competitive, and of you having to strive really hard to get what you want? Could you just let go of that picture? And could you be open to a picture of this being easy for you? Of this being effortless? Of you being chosen very, very quickly for the exact type of residency that you want? Now, the other thing I noticed that I think you could change around a bit is you said twice, I'm quite literally on the precipice. That's what you said twice. And again, when we say something repeatedly, that points out that that is reflecting how we're thinking about the situation. So this language of I'm on the precipice, I'm quite literally on the precipice, makes it sound very dramatic to me and very, it sounds like a lot of struggle. So again, can you change that? This being on the precipice, is that something you want to put out there and to create? Okay, but that's because that's how you're thinking of it. You're thinking, I'm on the precipice and it's stuck. So these kind of things, these two things go together. I'm on the precipice and I'm stuck. So again, could you allow that picture to change? Okay, it doesn't matter what's here right now. I mean, I am always a fan of accepting what is, but you can also interpret what is in a different way. And so, can you let go of this language of, I'm on the precipice and I'm stuck and I can't do this? And I think if you could let go of that, it would change a lot of things around. This feeling of being stuck, I would invite you to see if you can just allow that to be what it is right now. So that's the next part of this that I want to discuss. Could you allow reality to be what it is right now? I know that you're stressed about what if I'm not picked? What if I don't get the residency? But all that's in your head. Could you just accept what current reality actually is right now and then allow it to change? So as long as you're pushing against what is here right now in current reality, it's not going to change. But if you can just accept it, and if you can just completely surrender to it and allow it to be what it is, then you can be open to it changing. And that openness to it changing doesn't mean that you need it to change or that you're trying to make it change. It just means that you're allowing it to change. So I don't know if you were at my webinar just last week. I had a webinar about how to use affirmations and visualization to get your goals. But one thing I mentioned in that webinar is to use the language, I allow myself. I allow myself to quickly and easily get the perfect residency for me, or something like that, would encapsulate the kind of feelings you want around the situation. So essentially just look at the feelings that you're holding and the mental pictures you're holding around this whole situation and see whether you really want those pictures to be manifesting. And I don't think you do, because again, I saw the competitiveness and the being on the precipice and the being stuck. And just see if you can let those change and if you can just create some more effective mental pictures of what you want. Because if you can change that around, then the rest of it will just be really, really effortless. But you have to not take your cues from what your mind is telling you to think about it. Because your mind is going to say, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if that happens? And just don't go down that rabbit hole, because it just doesn't go anywhere good. You know, when you get lost in the mind and trying to figure things out and all that kind of stuff, just try to allow things to be as they are and be open to them changing as soon as they can, in a way that's effortless and allowing, not in a way that's you're needing it to happen or that's lacking or wanting. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you. There's not really any magic trick to it, no silver bullet, no, instant fix. It's just, as always, you just have to change the way you think about the situation. And if you change the way you think about the situation, then what you get on the outside will change. So I hope that this helps you and answers your question, but feel free to leave a comment on this video or on the blog post on co-creationcoaching.org, and I will be happy to answer any remaining questions, either from the one who asked the question to begin with or anyone else who might be watching this who might have a similar situation they're dealing with. So if you are watching this video on YouTube and you want to check out the post on my blog, you can go to co-creationcoaching.org/RQ16 and get more information there and leave a comment there. So again, thanks everyone for watching. I always appreciate the questions. So I will see you next week for another Readers Questions video. And once again, I'm Brandon Oliveris from Co-Creation Coaching. And as always, anything is possible.